The night was thick with the scent of salt water and champagne. Off the coast of Miami, where yachts glided like floating palaces, a single vessel glimmered brighter than the rest. Music thumped, glasses clinked, and laughter spilled across the waves. But behind the glow of wealth and beauty, something darker stirred. By dawn, one of Miami's most promising women would be found dead, her life cut short not by chance, but by betrayal. This is the story of Katherine Ellison, a woman who believed she'd found the love of her life, only to discover he was hiding a deadly double life. Welcome to Echoes of Crime. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more true crime stories told like never before. And if you're watching all the way through, drop a comment that says truth always surfaces, so I'll know you're one of the real ones sticking with me to the end. Chapter 1. Katherine's World. Katherine Kate Ellison had always been the golden girl of her family. Raised in Charleston, South Carolina, she carried herself with elegance, discipline, and a drive that seemed unstoppable. By 28, she was already a successful marketing executive with a reputation for brilliance. Friends described her as radiant, the kind of person who lit up a room without even trying. Her sister Emily later said Kate was the kind of woman who believed in fairy tales, but she also worked hard to build her own. But like many who seemed to have it all, Kate still longed for one thing, true love, and in the spring of 2020, she thought she had finally found it. Chapter 2. Enter Ethan Cross. It was at a charity gala in downtown Miami that Katherine first locked eyes with Ethan Cross. Tall, charismatic, and devastatingly handsome, Ethan carried himself with the quiet confidence of a man who had never once been told no. He introduced himself as a successful investor, a man who divided his time between Wall Street and philanthropic ventures. He had the looks of a movie star and the charm of a seasoned diplomat. To Katherine, it felt as though she had stumbled into a storybook. Within weeks, Ethan was sweeping her off her feet. Expensive dinners, surprise flowers at work, whispered promises of forever. To her friends, it all seemed too good to be true. Her best friend Monica would later recall, he was perfect, almost too perfect. But when we tried to warn Kate, she would just laugh and say we were jealous. Little did Katherine know, Ethan Cross wasn't who he claimed to be. Chapter 3. The Yacht Party. Fast forward to July 18, 2020. Miami was pulsing with summer heat, and Ethan invited Katherine to a lavish yacht party. It was a gathering of Miami's elite, champagne fountains, designer gowns, and the kind of excess that only the ocean could witness. Guests later said Kate looked stunning that night in a sapphire dress that caught every light. Ethan kept her close, his hand firm at her waist, introducing her proudly to everyone they passed. But beneath the glamour, tension rippled. Several guests noticed Ethan slipping away for hushed phone calls, his expression tightening each time. One woman later admitted, he looked like a man living two lives. As the night wore on, Kate's laughter grew quieter. Her text to Emily, short and cryptic, hinted at unease. The last message read, "I'll tell you everything tomorrow. Something feels off." Tomorrow never came. Chapter 4. The Discovery. At 6:15 a.m. the next morning, a fisherman spotted something floating near the yacht's docking point. It was Katherine, lifeless, her sapphire dress torn, her body bearing signs of a struggle. The scene shocked Miami's social circle. News outlets exploded, tragedy on the water. But for Detective Laura Mendez, the lead investigator, it was immediately clear, this was no accident. Katherine's injuries told a story: defensive wounds on her hands, bruising on her arms, and traces of skin under her fingernails. She had fought for her life, and yet Ethan Cross, the man who had been with her hours earlier, was nowhere to be found. Chapter 5. The Investigation. Detective Mendez quickly uncovered troubling details. Ethan Cross, despite his claims of wealth, had no traceable financial records. The penthouse he owned was rented under a short-term shell company. His investment firm had no registration, no employees, no history. It was as if he had appeared from thin air. Meanwhile, surveillance footage from the marina showed Ethan leaving the yacht alone around 3:20 a.m., his jacket stained, his face tense. He never returned. Forensic teams matched DNA under Katherine's fingernails to Ethan. The evidence was undeniable. But who was Ethan Cross, really? Chapter 6. The double life revealed, weeks into the investigation. The FBI joined the case. And that's when the mask finally slipped. Ethan Cross was a fabrication. His real name was Daniel Kane, a conman with a criminal history stretching back over a decade. Kane was a master manipulator, moving from city to city under new names, seducing wealthy women, draining their bank accounts, and vanishing before the truth caught up. But Katherine's case was different. She had begun to uncover his lies, piecing together his inconsistencies. For the first time, one of Daniel Kane's victims had gotten too close to unmasking him, and for that she paid with her life. Chapter 7. The wider pattern. As agents dug deeper, more victims surfaced. Women in New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, all with eerily similar stories. The charming man, the whirlwind romance, the sudden disappearances. Some lost money. Others lost years of their lives. Katherine Ellison, tragically, lost everything. Detective Mendez later said, he wasn't just a fraud. He was a predator who fed on trust, on hope, on love itself. Chapter 8. Aftermath. Katherine's death shattered her family. Her sister Emily described the moment she learned the truth. It was like losing her twice. First to the crime, then to the lies we never saw coming. The case sparked national attention, with calls for stronger protections against identity fraud and online manipulation. But for those who loved Katherine, justice felt hollow. Daniel Kane slipped into hiding, evading capture despite a nationwide manhunt. To this day, his whereabouts remain unknown. Closing reflection. Katherine Ellison's story is a chilling reminder that appearances can deceive, and love can be the deadliest disguise of all. As we end this case, I want to hear from you. Backhand index pointing right. Do you think Daniel Kane will ever be caught? Backhand index pointing right. And how do we protect ourselves from predators who hide behind charm? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've made it this far, type justice for Katherine so I'll know you stayed with me until the end. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the next deep dive into the world where truth is stranger and darker than fiction. This has been The Fatal Masquerade, the Katherine Ellison story. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and never stop asking questions.